Morning, grade 9s. There's one last thingy key that I would like for you to do at the data handling. It is activity 9.4. You'll have to do number 3 and 5 quickly. It's just the interpretation of the graphs. It's really quick and fast, and it's on page 288. First of all, I would like to explain something to you quickly. It is where you are handling or using a circle graph in whatever data you are representing. In total, I have got 250 horses, apples, pears, COVID cases, whatever. And 125 degrees is represented by one age group or color or language or whatever you are representing in the circle graph. Now, if they have got one that is left open, you can always, a full circle is 360 degrees. If you need to calculate the last one, that is quite easy. 360 minus your 125 minus 33 minus 103. And my answer is 99 degrees. But I would like to know, this doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't help me to know that 125 degrees of my COVID cases are above 60 years age or whatever they are representing. It doesn't say anything. I wouldn't like to know how many people or apples, pears, horses, whatever is being represented by that wedge in my circle graph. Now, there are two ways that you can do it. I'll explain both of them to you. The one is where you use fractions. Now, I'm not going to tell you which one to use. I would like to see which one you used when you do it in your test or in your exam. So first of all, if you do the ratio method, please use the same units in the first ratio and it's equal to the second ratio. Now, for the first one, I like to use and make use of the small one. It's the degrees. So what is my full degrees? Is 360. So my small one at the top and my big one at the bottom. Now, the ratio on the other side I'm using is the 250. I have 250 cases, whatever, and I would like to know how many people are represented by that 125 degrees. So that's what I'm saying. Keep your units of your values the same on top of each other, and the other side also the unit, people, horses, COVID cases, whatever, on the other side as well. If I've got the small one on the top and the big one at the bottom, it must be the same on the other side. Small one at the top, big one at the bottom. It depends on which one you would like. It doesn't really matter. Just if I do have one of those values and I say that 33 represents 120 people, I would like to know how much is the total amount of people. Then you would flip them around. Otherwise, your solving of your equation is a little bit difficult. But you can just cross multiply and it will work out exactly the same. So don't stress too much about that. Just keep it small on big, or big on small, big on small. Just don't swap them around. Okay, so that's important. What you can say then is x is then equal to 250 times that ratio. It doesn't matter if you write it this or that way around. Multiplication doesn't matter. I like to do that one first because I just prefer doing it that way on my calculator. So it's 125 divided by 360 times 250. That gives me 86,8 people, horses, apples, whatever. I could round it off to 87 because you can't get a 0.8 person. You can, but then it'll be dead. So rather round it off to the nearest full number. The other way you can do it, this is my first method. The second method you can use is to make use of percentages. Now, 125 out of 360 degrees, how much percentage is that? So percentage is also small one over my big one times 100. We've done this at the beginning of the year. You can remember before everything happened, if you can remember. 125 divided by 360 gives me the same fraction, if you can remember that one. It's the same things we are dividing. Multiply with 100. That's going to give me 34.7%. All right, because I multiplied with 100, that gives me the percentage. 100%. Now, do not round that one off. Okay, you can even keep the answer on your calculator like that, and we can use it then to calculate the rest. Now, how much people, horses, apples, whatever is that? 250 times my percentage. It's going to tell me how many people are being represented in that wedge of the circle. If you keep it like that, it's fine. Divide it by 100. Let's not round it off. So it's 34.7 divide by 100, because it's percentage. I need to divide it by 100 times 250. That gives me 86.75. You see, it is also rounded off 87. So that's why I say keep that one at least to one decimal place. Otherwise, you could maybe get a rounding off mistake here at the end. Remember, only round off in your final answer. If you kept that answer on your calculator, you would have been closer to the original answer you had with that method, but it's not really going to matter that much. So it's your choice. Do I like the ratios or do I like the percentages? Please, I'm not going to tell you which one to use. Like I've said, just show me which one you used. Another thing you could get, maybe not now, maybe later on, is if they tell you that 35 out of a possible 60 people got something or whatever, I would like to know in my graph, what is my angles if I need to draw a circle graph. Now, that can also be turned into percentage. I like the percentage method. It just, for me, it makes more sense. 35 divided by 60. That gives me 0.58 times that with 100 to get the percentage. That means that is 58.3%. Now, 58.3% doesn't give me the degrees. It's 58% of, how much is a full circle? 360 degrees. So I'm going to say 360 degrees times my percentage is how much degrees? It's, I'll do that one in my head. Multiply that one divided by 100. It's, cookie. There, I made a mistake. 360 multiply with 0.583. I already divided with 100 because it's a percentage. And I say, that is, let's round it off to 210 degrees. Then you're going to take your protractor, put it on that line there. Where's my protractor? I had it here. Put it there on 210 degrees. It's going to be somewhere past that. So we'll have to do it twice to get the 210 degrees, and then it's going to be further than 180. How you can do it is indicate 180 there, and then you say it is 30 degrees extra. So I'm just going to turn it there. 30 degrees extra. Where's my little dot? There it is. So that one is 200. Oh, wait. I moved it there. So that will be my 210 degrees. And it makes sense because 35 out of 60 is more than 50%. So it is going to be more than my single half a circle. So again, ratio method. Keep the units the same, keep small on small, small on the top, big on the bottom, or big at the top, small at the bottom. Don't swap them around, or calculate the percentage and then use the percentage to calculate the value. The two exercises that you're going to do, I'll show you quickly in the Afrikaans book. I don't have the English one now close at hand. 288. The first one will be the circle graph, which they ask you to calculate a few things out of the circle graph that you can use the percentage or the ratio. And the other one is just 4 questions of reading off the answers from the graph. So it's really plain and simple. Please do that, then we will be fine with the data handling. Keep safe, keep warm. It's cold this weekend. Bye, you guys.